Buongiorno and welcome to Umbria in Italy with me, Philip Saunders, on Travel in the Know. I've always wanted to come here and try the amazing Umbrian cuisine, particularly its unique types of pasta. And if you stick around until later in the film, my hunger pangs may well lead us to the perfect Italian pork sandwich. And I know that this is the right hillside town to come. But my word, what a journey I have had to come here. It's around about 9 o'clock and I've sat in this cafe for around about the last hour enjoying my favourite Italian coffee, Illy coffee, and also a cornetto, a croissant, filled with that lovely kind of vanilla cream so popular here in Italy. But my goodness, I certainly needed to. It has been a journey from hell. In fact, when I explained this idea to one of my colleagues at work, she said, "Stop. You're stressing me out." Last night, I left my place of work at Guernsey, flew to Gatwick, then took the train for around about £25 of a rail card to London Luton, flew on my Wizz Air pass for around about £10 to Rome, arriving at 1:15 in the morning. The entry and exit system of the EU functioned extraordinarily well, and I passed through all of the controls within minutes. Spent the rest of the night at the airport enjoying cappuccinos, bright lighting, and actually a feeling of security. I then, at around about 4:30 in the morning, headed off by bus for €7 to Roma Termini, the main railway station, and after that I took the train here to Orvieto, arriving at 7:36. Came up the hill in a funicular, and as I said, I've been enjoying coffee ever since, so that I get in the right mood. So do join me now here in the heart of Umbria for another culinary adventure with a little bit of culture and sightseeing thrown in as well. At first sight, Orvieto is a really stunning hilltop town, and its roots date back more than 3,000 years. On Saturdays, there appears to be a lovely market selling all sorts of things: clothes, trinkets, vegetables, meat, everything you can imagine, for a population of around about 10,000 people. And they're certainly enjoying themselves. Oh my goodness. Look what I've spotted. A mushroom. Now, this is a mushroom that looks truly special. I don't know if there'll be any pasta sauces today, but Gary and Greeno, the world's greatest enemies of mushroom eating, would you give this a go? Look, it is fantastic, isn't it? I wonder how much it costs. €6
Yeah.
for that beautiful mushroom. Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you. €6. What, that's about £5. That seems incredibly fair value for such a wonderfully crafted mushroom. I'm tempted, but even I can't eat that much fungi in one sitting. The best laid ideas don't always go to plan, and I'd hope to eat at La Trattoria La Palomba. I think that's what it's called, Trattoria La Palomba, which means the Dove Trattoria. It's listed in Michelin. Everyone says it's fantastic, and it serves dove, which I really wanted to eat and talk about. But they're absolutely full for a private event. Shows you really need to do your planning. Now, another restaurant, or L'Osteria, which is also recommended in the area, is called Antica Cantina. Slightly different menu, and I have to say the service is pitifully slow. I'm going to choose slightly different things to what I'd intended, but fortunately, some of what I wanted is also available here. In terms of starters, in terms of the menu, it's all in Italian, but I do understand some of it. Yeah. And I'm going to pick the pear carpaccio, which comes with rucola salad, I think some nuts and sultanas, and also a little bit of balsamic vinegar cream. So that should be good. I want to see how delicate it is and how nice that tastes. And then as a main course, I'm just going to go for a pasta. It has to be the umbrichelli, which I will explain later. They are a local pasta variety, a speciality of Umbria. And I think I will have that with sausage, and I'm going to have some tartufo nero, local truffle, I think. And yeah, that should be good. I think that will keep me going very, very well. It would be nice if the service were a bit faster. I think I've been here 15 minutes now, and there's not even any water on the table. And of course, we are in Orvieto, which is home of the famous wine Orvieto Classico. So I'll definitely have a glass of white wine. So food has just been delivered to the table next to me, and I've been ignored yet again. More than another 4 minutes and I'm going. Really not happy. I think I've been polite and reasonable so far, so I'm not quite sure why I've been sent to Coventry. After all, we're in Orvieto, not Coventry. People who ordered literally 30 seconds before I sat down have actually got their food already. I don't know why I always stay so calm. It's that English quality, isn't it? I should really be losing my rag, but I'm not. Another 2 minutes? Finally, the water's arrived. About 20 minutes, I think. So, okay. No, it's not that. But, I mean, the service is very, very slow, to be honest.
You arrived at all at the same time.
Okay, all right. Anyhow, a carpaccio di pere, please. And then what would you recommend between the umbrichelli with the pecorino romano or with the sausage and tartufo nero?
This is not typical. This is typical.
Let's go for the typical one then. Okay, so the umbricelli alla nocina. Thank you very much. That's perfect. Okay, good.
One for you.
Yes, could I have a glass of Orvieto Classico, please?
The white.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. In actual fact, Umbria is the home of slow cooking in Italy. So basically, I suppose a little bit of slow service goes along with that as well. The white wine has arrived very, very quickly. Look forward to trying this. Light and crisp and refreshing and distinctly local. This is a good way to spend a Saturday lunchtime. This wine is definitely light-bodied. In some ways, it reminds me of a Pinot Grigio, but at the same time, I know it's a blend of 3 local grapes, so it's actually more complex than a Pinot Grigio, and you can tell that as well in the taste. And also the minerals from the volcanic soil are also something that add further depth to the flavour. And you can find Orvieto Classico quite widely in British wine shops and even supermarkets as well. Did you see my pear salad has arrived? This is actually delivered at a reasonable speed. It looks very appetizing. See the pear on the bottom, and then see the shavings of cheese on top, and also the balsamic vinegar. But the taste test is the most important thing. Oh, there underneath that's definitely some walnuts, I think, and some rucola salad. So take some of that, try and get a little bit of pear, bring everything together. Not doing very well. There's a sultana. I think I've united everything on one fork. This is going to be a fairly calorific salad. It's not your super healthy option. There's lots of cheese, and the cheese has again a lovely light taste, but it's got plenty of flavour even though it's light. The salad is very fresh. The nuts give crunch. The balsamic vinegar gives a little edge, but I think it's going to take me quite a while to get through it actually. And definitely not to underestimate just how filling this is in its own right when I've got a bowl of pasta coming as well. Anyhow, I'm going to tuck in and enjoy it and be back with the pasta. Definitely feels like the right time to get some exercise to work off that pasta. So I'm going to go up a tower and then go back. I don't want folks feeling they have to point this out in the comments. Evidently, this is filmed either before or after the meal, but it just gives a little interlude between courses. And irrespective of what time I do it, I suppose it does keep me a little bit fitter and works off at least 20 calories perhaps. It has been pointed out to me that I have a choice here, 240 steps or the elevator. And however tempting the elevator is, I'm going to resist it. It's simply not right. And there is only one choice, and that is to go up 240 steps. Oh, definitely not as fit as I should be, but nearly at the top. At least they're modern steps, which makes it somewhat easier. Here we go. Oh, automatic sliding doors, that is good. And outside, at last. One thing there's no doubt about is that the view is spectacular, and this tower actually dates back all the way to the 1300s. It was originally called Torre del Papa, which means the Pope's Tower, but its name was later changed, and believe it or not, this bell dates back to something like 1318. The tower is also significant in terms of representing power. It's at this point that Orvieto was divided into 4 different municipalities, all originating from here at the clock tower. The view stretches for miles around, and you've got the mixture of the beautiful old town atop its volcanic site, and then the countryside surrounding it, and a wonderful escape, I imagine, as well at weekends. I'm feeling reinvigorated, ready to go downstairs and then back to my main course in the restaurant. Very much appreciated. And my pasta dish has now arrived as well. Perfect timing, so they've made up for all the problems we had earlier. Now the service is coming at sensible intervals, and that's what we want. Let me tell you a little bit about this type of pasta, umbricelli, because it's very different from what's eaten in other parts of Italy, or probably what you're used to as pasta as well. It's a traditional hand-rolled eggless pasta, which comes specifically from this region, and it's often described as thick, irregular, chubby spaghetti. It looks a bit like that as well. I say this looks a little bit watery as well, but hopefully not. But it's made from wheat flour, water, and sometimes local olive oil as well. There's no butter, once again, and also there is no egg either. So it has a slightly chewy texture, and regionally it's often known as pasta povera, which means peasants' food. And also, therefore, it's often offset against rich, hearty sauces like meat ragu or black truffle or simple tomato sauce. And in this case, this is another local variant, which is set off against sausage and tartufo. So let's dig in now and find out what that tastes like. The other thing that's happened, and at first I thought it might be by accident, but it isn't, because we're in an Italian restaurant. I've only got a fork, and I'm absolutely hopeless at rolling spaghetti. And although this may be peasant spaghetti and it may be thicker, which might help me, I doubt I'll be too much better. So please be patient with me. Oh dear, so it's all terrible, doesn't it? I'm not sure what's in the sausage, but it's definitely a strong meat. I would think probably wild boar, and it has that really strong flavour. And the pasta is definitely chewier than standard pasta, more than al dente. I like that firmness, and it helps the meat really stand out. And also, you can feel that there's less richness in the pasta. If I find this in a specialty shop at home, I'll probably buy it, but I'll definitely make sure that I've got either a spoon or a knife alongside. There's some truffle in here as well, but the strong taste of the meat, I think, rather drowns out that more delicate flavour of the truffle. An embarrassing performance, but it does taste good. There's no question this is deeply satisfying, but deeply filling. Hard to eat anything else afterwards, so I probably won't have a dessert. I just feel that wandering through the streets of Orvieto, I'm going to get tempted to eat other things. We'll find out very soon, I suspect. But first of all, let's take a visit to the cathedral. This is actually the jewel in the crown for Orvieto, and it's considered a 14th century cathedral. I think ground was actually broken in 1290, and it was completed in the early 1500s. But I've already been inside, and it's truly magnificent. There's so much extraordinary art, including a chapel with a piece of work from Fra Angelico. Unfortunately, the light didn't enable me to film it. And also extraordinary statuary, for example, of the four evangelists, a beautiful font, and remarkable stained glass windows as well. But this is certainly a huge tribute to the Italian Gothic period. The facade draws very much from Gothic tradition, and it is considered a masterpiece of the Middle Ages. There are so many contrasting artistic techniques that have been used. The golden frontage is hugely striking, and it's also decorated by large bas-reliefs and statues with symbols: the angel, ox, lion, and eagle. Those are the symbols of the evangelists. The bas-reliefs depict stories from both the Old and New Testament, and the marbles are from the 14th and 15th century. Even though I've eaten quite a lot, I have to find, or I'm not sure if it's called Porchetta or Porchetta, before leaving Orvieto, because I think it's an important part of Umbrian cuisine. Is that right? Is porchetta an important part of Umbrian cuisine?
Yes.
Sorry, your name is?
Martina.
Okay, Martina, you have a lovely shop. Lots of salamis and cheeses. Do you sell porchetta?
Oh, I don't sell porchetta here.
Oh, that's a shame, because I'd really have liked to try some, and you're so kind.
My father sells porchetta.
Your father does? Well, that could be miles away, is it?
No, it's pretty near.
Pretty near.
Yes.
Just up this road.
Yes.
So if I go there, I shall find some porchetta.
Yes.
And shall I send greetings from his daughter?
Yes.
So your
Sure.
name is again?
Martina.
Martina. I shall say Martina sent me. I can't believe I'm doing this. I've had a full meal and I'm still looking for Martina's dad to try some porchetta. But I feel as if my conscience is allayed to some extent by understanding that there are regional differences. So I really hope that this one does have that taste of fennel and also a bit of liver. We'll find out. Okay, well, here it definitely says panini, which is something we all know, and it says porchetta, so I reckon this must be Martina's dad's store. But I wasn't looking in the right place because here it is on the other side of the road. A porchetta sandwich is €9. No, €9.50, but it comes with a truffle sauce. Hardly cheap, but I bet it's going to be worth it. And here is the famous porchetta. You can see there's fennel and liver inside that. And look at the crackling as well. Oh, that looks good. I can think of some jealous friends at home. Papa Martina? See? Okay. Un panini con porchetta. I nearly got it completely wrong, but I am trying in Italian. I'm not very good, but never mind. Your porchetta is the best. Yes?
Porchetta best.
It's good.
Cheese and truffle.
Sì. Truffle importante, sì?
Very good.
Look at that. It looks absolutely beautiful. So lovingly prepared as well. I can't wait to eat this. It's really very naughty of me, but I cannot resist. As they say, when in Rome, or when in Orvieto. So you can see the liver in there, the fennel. And it's coming with a little bit of cheese. And also a little bit of truffle. So typical of Umbria. Lucky people to have so much truffle everywhere. I've never so much enjoyed watching a sandwich being made. It's not like an M&S sandwich, is it? And look how thick it is as well. So this must be the truffle. Yeah, it is. Mmm. Grazie.
Thank you.
Martina just popped in. I think wanted to make sure I was having my sandwich. But she also told me that most of the tourists here are Italians and Americans, not that many English. So this is a missed opportunity. This is only an hour and a half from Rome. I think it's around about 2 hours to Firenze, Florence. So put it on your itinerary. One person who has is Ed Sheeran, the other great Ipswichian, me being the other one. And he has a property around about 20 miles from here. I think it's a little bit closer to Perugia. But I think he loves the environment and the fact that it's similar, but different again, and certainly a little bit quieter than Tuscany next door. Anyhow, let's take a look at this absurdly large sandwich. Gosh, look at that. It looks amazing. Take a look at that if you can. I know that my friend Greeno is going to be jealous of this. All right, I don't know how I'm going to get this into my mouth, but we're going to try. I certainly need to take on some training, I think, for this. Oh, wow. It would be rude to talk with my mouth full, so I'm going to have to wait for a moment, but it is good. There are so many complementary tastes here. First of all, the bread is super fresh and soft inside, but with a nice crisp crust. Then you've got the beautiful, but I would say quite light truffle flavour. And as the gentleman said as well, the pecorino cheese is also fairly light, but I would say it's very, very full of taste, actually, even though it's light, which is great. It shows the quality of the cheese. And then the pork is just beautifully succulent, moist, roasted, and obviously ribbed with little bits of fat, which just make it even more delicious. This is the king of sandwiches. Really great job. But how long is it going to take me to eat it? I think the moment has come to take my leave of you on this show. We've had a lot of fun. We've seen just how fantastically beautiful Orvieto is, tasted some great regional food. I'll now leave you with some shots of the funicular on the way down from town. Thank you so much for joining me, and see you again on Travel in the Know in the very near future.